Stephen, I want to jump back to the first question there about if you were mayor for the day, what would you do? Maybe you're the most likely of all of us to run here as the executive director of the Toronto Youth Cabinet. So possibly in a couple of years, I might be coming to ask you some more questions in a different way. But tonight, if you were mayor tomorrow, what would you do?
Indeed, look out for my campaign in 2030. But my first order of business would really make unprecedented investments into the lives of young people. Unfortunately, young people in this city have suffered from decades of disinvestment and neglect, be it from our council and just government at large. And so really making sure that we're improving their socioeconomic conditions by putting more funding towards youth employment. Toronto has the worst youth unemployment rate in all of Ontario and one of the worst highest in Canada. Also, when we talk about homelessness in a youth lens, young people are the fastest growing population of homeless individuals in Canada. And when you look at the city's investments towards homelessness, young people are not really a priority when we talk about the number of young people moved from shelter system into supportive or transitional housing. So I say that would be number two. And that's thirdly, public safety issues we see in the city of Toronto. There's a huge need to invest in upstream, community-driven responses instead of downstream, I'd say, police-and-first responses, which have proven not to, really give us the results that we want to see towards a healthier and safer community at large.
Every election campaign, we see stakeholder groups put out these kind of surveys to candidates asking for them to weigh in, to answer their questions so that they can let their supporters know, hey, this is how the candidates would react to the things that we care about. Yeah. You saw that with TTC Riders, the dog park group as well. I know that your cabinet also did so as well. And when you're talking about whether or not people were paying attention to youth, one thing that I picked up on is Saunders, Bailão, not even Chow. None of the top three here even responded to your survey. Yeah. What does that tell you about the ways in which Olivia Chow and her administration may tackle youth issues?
Yeah, it didn't instill much confidence, but I'd say I am still optimistic. When you look at Olivia Chow, she was one of the people who spearheaded a lot of youth initiatives when she was counselor and whatnot. So ultimately, it was disheartening and disappointing because the messages sent to myself and young people were, we're not a priority. We're just gonna continue to skirt past you and focus on other individuals. Yeah, Toronto's young people make up a huge population in this city, and so overall, I am hoping to be optimistic and like Diana said, we're going to keep pushing hard to ensure young people are a priority and that we move past the platitudes and nice words and we move towards real action to support young people in the city.
Stephen, what do you think? What would be a barometer for success from your perspective?
At the end of the day, I want to be able to talk to a young person in, 2-3 years and ask them, how do you feel? Like, how's the situation in Toronto? Like, how do you feel? And I think at the core of my message has been that we want a mayor who's going to provide young people with a hope for a better future, because currently young people don't have that hope for a better future. And so I'd say in 2-3 years, when you're talking to a young person, they have that hope for a better future. They're able to live in the city of Toronto. Toronto's more equitable, and Toronto's more youth-friendly, a place where they're able to succeed, prosper, and reach their full potential.
Stephen, I'm curious, she had so much hope in her messaging. How big of a factor do you think that piece was in drawing people out to the polls to come and to turn out in bigger numbers than we saw last fall?
Yeah, I'd say, just looking at the way Toronto, unfortunately, has deteriorated, be it our services and just, I guess, that vibe and just that, the energy. I know I have friends and other individuals who say, like, Toronto's just dead, like, they don't really feel that, don't really feel alive in the city of Toronto. So I think her message has resonated, obviously, and hopefully we'll see it through her actions and we'll see it through her policies that are really going to, once again, provide young people, just all Torontonians with that hope for, once again, a better future. And when she talks about making sure everyone feels welcome, that everyone is cared for in this city, I feel like her message and hopefully her actions will back that up as well.
Stephen, how about for you? What's your favorite thing about the city of Toronto?
Listen, I don't think Mayor-elect Chow can get, the Leafs to get to the finals. But I will say sports, our sports teams and the way they're able to unite the city and bring everyone together, despite any differences, despite any challenges the city may have. When we talk about the power of sports and unifying people, Toronto Raptors, FC, so on and so forth, they've done a good job of really bringing the city together, and hopefully that's exactly what Mayor-elect Chow is going to do.